We only breed the best, baby. We only breed champions. I'm gonna tell you
Next is Dialga versus Wisdom.
Small battlefield for this one. A new stage in the competitive lineup has definitely been favored by a couple characters.
I saw Dialga in the last match in the summer, and
definitely hasn't been a huge
wins
mark on the competitive scene, but it's fresh blood and definitely a breath of fresh air.
For sure. I mean, I personally really like anytime we get like a stage where you know it's capable of being incorporated into competitive play is always a big W for me. So when I saw this, and it was kind of a surprise when it came out, right? I don't think any of us were expecting it, so it was just kind of a treat for a lot of people, and people have certainly taken to it. Being taken.
Oh my God, they're both gonna
fight
fall
at the moment. Dialga, he is not playing around. My goodness.
My gosh.
Wisdom.
How can they play like that?
This, baby. Good
You
Lord.
see Dialga not afraid to go all the way off stage, and that's because Duck Hunt's recovery move, that up
I'm always afraid to go off stage when I play Smash.
There's no hitbox on that, so Dialga can just constantly harass. You got the witch time into the forward smash. Easy peasy. Dialga goes up the stock. Was looking just absolutely flawless at the start. Wisdom was able to rack on a bit of damage, but still loses that first stock.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed out kind of the weakness right there in Duck Hunt's recovery, right? Just not being, pretty much no protection on that up B. I think the only thing that really Duck Hunt can kind of hang their hat on is the fact I think you can directional air dodge afterwards, which kind of gives you, a little bit more mix-up options, but it's going to go ahead and just open the door for Dialga to continue to be aggressive, right? There's no reason to kind of shy away from that. So controlling this stage is going to be imperative for Wisdom, who's struggling at the moment. Little can tactics though, going to find the mark, but Dialga, again, you just see just not hesitating from approaching anytime he can.
I thought Dialga was going to fall.
Sort of having to fight through this obstacle course, and it's interesting because I was interested to see how this match was going to go after Dialga took the first stock, because obviously you have the advantage. You don't necessarily have to approach, but Wisdom has made a home under those platforms, just trying to sit under them and chill and not let Dialga come in. Dialga landing that afterburner kick, but a little bit too much rage, and that means that Wisdom's actually going to pop out
Dialga
as the stock is lost.
Out.
Wisdom only 74%, which is not as bad as it could be.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, this is still a very doable situation for Wisdom, but you kind of understand, like, this is the go-to. Like, I'm going to hide behind some of those gunmen, I'm going to get the can out, and I'm just going to try and just camp you out. Again, slowing the pace down is going to be Wisdom's best go-to, best friend in a sense, but Dialga just finding these hits, excellent combinations from Bayonetta. You love to see it if you're not Wisdom.
Huge blows there. Oh, but a great combo by Wisdom, tacking on a bit of damage. Dialga going for that sneaky down air, but not quite landing. Has to find a way to get this stock. I think back air is a little too... Yeah, I think Wisdom was a little bit too ready for that. Dialga, the aerial ace, going to try to go out there and stop Wisdom. He's able to make it back. But I think whoever lands this next KO is going to be in such a good spot to win the rest of the game, because it seems like neither of them is getting a huge advantage in terms of as soon as they come down off the platform.
And really what's happening is the fact that Wisdom is doing exactly what we were kind of anticipating, slowing things down, and look at that, like the damage starts to accumulate so well. That KO almost out of nowhere for Wisdom, but Dialga immediately striking back to put us back to even setting 0% apiece until that up there. And I don't know, Tony, it's go either way at this moment, but I love the fight that Wisdom is showing, getting overwhelmed a little bit at the start on that first stock and then just battling back to actually take control at the moment.
It feels like every time you get hit by Bayonetta, you're just likely to take maybe 20, 30%, especially with somebody as proficient as Dialga on the sticks, who's going to be able to knock it up as much as possible. Wisdom has really been putting up this fort of gunmen, of cans, and all these different objects that Dialga is having to fight through. Excellent recovery by Wisdom, retreating to the other side of the platform, but Dialga going to try to take Wisdom to the top. Wisdom was an excellent SDI, but it's not going to be enough, as Dialga, shades of a couple years ago when Bayonetta was able to do that routinely. Now it takes an ace pilot, and Dialga showing us what Bayonetta can still do.
I think that is just great, because I love how Dialga was content with just putting himself in situations where it's like, okay, I'm going to run into the can and gunman, I'm going to take all the damage, knowing that just intentionally, okay, if I just get one string I'm looking for, it can be the difference maker. That was it, as you said, just piloting the finish of that match to perfection is Dialga. Well done to him.
Is this the next round?
Hard earned too. And credits to Wisdom again. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. Two decorated players that we are seeing in our semifinals.
Yeah, this is, I mean, if you're just looking at past results in history, I think these two players are two of the most decorated in the North American online open scene that we have here for Nintendo, and Wisdom and Dialga definitely making their name. And to have these two face off in, you know, winners semis is a huge experience for both of them. Right now, very even. Wisdom getting, I think Small Battlefield honestly is good for Wisdom here. So getting the same stage twice should be pretty beneficial, but Dialga definitely showing that he knows exactly how to get through this line of obstacles.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, again, I think Small Battlefield definitely, you know, you said it best, definitely somewhere to go, because you want to hide under those platforms, but no hiding from that Fist of Fury coming out from Bayonetta. My God, another hot start for Dialga, and you gotta imagine this is pretty much just picking up that momentum from that previous game and not letting it go.
Yeah, I think Wisdom has not. Beat him up. The House of Cards fell, and he hasn't picked them back up yet. He has not been able to put up any sort of fortress like we saw before. Dialga is falling. He's falling. Just running roughshod on Wisdom. Here we go again. Tech to be able to recover. Well done there, but still an entire stock down.
Looking like we could have a battle of the divas between Min Min and Bayo if this behavior continues. I mean, Wisdom has kind of got to stop the bleeding at some point, but Dialga, he's all about just opening the wound, just launching himself in, not fearing the can, not fearing anything that Wisdom is putting up. Just no defense is going to keep Dialga from stopping this onslaught anytime soon. My God.
Dialga is just constantly on him. It's almost like a lock-on final smash. It's just constant aggression as Dialga is rushing down Wisdom, who has no chance to breathe, has got to hold on to this stock for dear life. But like we said before the match started,
Dialga's
not the greatest KO option, so might be a little tough to get this stock.
There.
Definitely kind of one of the limiting things of Duck Hunt.
And she gets
really
knocked
why
out.
You don't see the character
they are
as
both
represented
tied
as you
too.
potentially could. But, you know, Wisdom, again, as we've mentioned it plenty of times, has made something out of nothing at times like this. But, man, it's going to take a whole lot. Of these hits just keep
Wisdom
on coming
has one more
from Dialga. So, Wisdom, final stock to avoid this 2-0. Is this going to be a 2-0 train, a 2-0 party type kind of event, Cody? Is that what we're looking for right now? Because Dialga's telling me, yeah.
It might be. I mean, I can tell you last week, one of the events that we had was 2 O's across the board, just a ton of sweeps, and we'll see if Dialga can keep that train running right now. Doing an excellent job of just wiping Wisdom stocks away, and has enough chips to play with that Dialga can just keep rushing in. Usually when it's in this kind of situation, you might want to be a little bit more reserved, hold on to that stock, not try to throw anything away willy-nilly, but you can see that Dialga, just with all the chips on the table, is feeling so confident that Wisdom is not able to keep up with this assault.
Yeah, Wisdom just getting any kind of footing, just setting up any position that he'd want to see himself in has just not been really afforded to him, just again by Dialga. Just all kinds of pressure. And even at 133, it's like, okay, well, you know this stock's on borrowed time anyway. You have no reason to take your foot off the gas. Like, why not keep applying pressure? You got the rage on your side. Oh my goodness. Again, the Fist of Fury. Not to be disrespected. 2-0 with a 2 stock on top for Dialga.